Hi YouTube, it's Josh FJ55 Iron Pig. Thanks for clicking on the video as always. Going to do an in front of the camera video today because I want to talk about something, well, it is serious, and I think everybody that can legally own a firearm should do. And it's taken me a long time to come around to this thought and to actually go ahead and go through with it. What I'm talking about is concealed carry with a concealed carry permit. Now, a lot of people in quite a few states, you're able to open carry legally. You're able to conceal carry legally without a permit. I don't remember the exact number. It's not like 40 or 50 states or anything like that, but it's a good handful. Excuse me, my chair keeps slipping back. There we go. So, yeah, I think it's very important. And not only is it a right, it's a privilege in some ways that people like to say, which isn't true. It's a right. Guaranteed to us naturally and by our forefathers, the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights. That's what keeps our country free. It's firearms. It's the government in fear of the people that will overthrow them if they step out of line too far. It's proven throughout history, and every single government, every form of control has always been brought down when they step out of bounds of what the people they're controlling are not comfortable with anymore. Sad? Yes. Destructive? Yes. But people always want more and more. They just can't have enough. So, yeah. Concealed carry. I've gone round and round for years about it. When I lived in Colorado, I open carried quite a bit. I was able to have it in my vehicle, because in most states your vehicle is considered an extension of your private property. So that wasn't a problem. In Arkansas here, recently, Act 746 further strengthened one's ability to carry concealed or open. It's still kind of not a gray area, it's just legal jargon that could potentially be left open to someone's interpretation. Granted, all laws are open to interpretation, but this is even more so. And I was like, man, people are getting screwed over in this state. Just a handful of people, not a lot. It's getting better. Arkansas actually has some really good laws for gun owners and knife owners and your personal liberties, but it needs improvement like any other state does. And there's active people actively pushing towards positive changes. And that's what it is. Now, you could carry concealed in Arkansas before, but there were people who were carried concealed and they got in trouble, but later, in fact, there's a guy, it took him a year through the court system, who knows how many tens of thousands of dollars, to show that, yeah, he was legally carrying. Even though he didn't have his concealed permit and he had concealed firearm on his person, he wasn't breaking the law. It's just that a person in my county here that used to be in charge felt otherwise. He wasn't following the U.S. Constitution, this person that charged him, and he wasn't following the state constitution. He was following his own course against them. Basically being unpatriotic and un-American is what I'm trying to say. So, what made me decide to go ahead and attend the class for concealed carry? Good question. I attended the class because I wanted that little bit of extra insurance to carry concealed. Some people say, well, you're on a list. Dude, even before I was in the military, I'm sure I was on several lists. Pretty much every single American in the United States is on a list of some type. Do you use Facebook? Do you use the internet at all? Have you ever had a state ID, a driver's permit? Have you been in the military? Have you been arrested? Have you been convicted? I mean, there's so many lists. Do you talk smack on the internet? Do you use the internet, period? And you're on, I guarantee you, you are on a list somewhere, at least one. Now, I accepted the fact that I'd be on lists when I joined the military. I'm on top secret lists just because I was in the same room as, you'll know this one, Ron, a white pinnacle came through. So you're stuck on a list for a minimum of 10 years. But I can almost guarantee you that list never goes away. And other top secret documents, you're on a list for a minimum of 10 years that you touched and or viewed and or handled in some way, shape, or form. You had dealings with this document. It's just the way it is. There are lists. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's who's managing them and what are they using them for. Kind of getting off the topic of concealed carry. I apologize. So I decided to do that because it gives you more flexibility which is a very good thing. It puts you at a little more peace of mind as well. Because even though it's legal to conceal carry without a permit in Arkansas, there's still that doubt in the back of your head. What if you get that police officer that takes it upon himself to enforce his own laws and interpret the law? Remember, a police officer is not paid to interpret the law. They are paid and employed to enforce the law. So remember that. Granted, they have to do a lot of interpretation, but when it comes to laws, there should be no gray area. We don't live in a perfect world. Rambling again, sorry. So that's one of the main reasons. Another reason why is if you go to purchase a firearm and you already have a concealed carry license, they don't need to do a background check on you, because the background check they do for concealed carry licenses is much more in-depth. It's a much fuller FBI background check. When you do purchase a firearm and they do a background check, it's not as in-depth, put it that way. It's there, and it's good, I guess, whatever your viewpoints on that are, but it allows you to purchase firearms a little bit easier. It gives you privileges in other areas, and it gives you a lot more responsibility as a citizen. Just carrying your firearm around, you have to be more observant to your surroundings as to where you're allowed to and not allowed to go into certain places of business. You go to someone's house, same type of a deal. Here in Arkansas, I don't know how your states are, but in Arkansas, if you go to someone's house and you are carrying a firearm concealed on your person, and you have a concealed carry permit, it is your responsibility before entering that person's house to inform them. Hey, just to let you know, I do have a concealed carry permit and I am carrying concealed. Is that okay? If you do not inform that person and something happens, you could be held liable because you did not inform that person. There's all sorts of weird little laws throughout the country. So you just have to be cognizant of those and walk accordingly. So back on, I took my class on the 24th of this month. It's January, by the way. Today's the 30th. Took the class on the 24th. And there were a lot of people who said I shouldn't go to the instructor I chose. And they said, oh, he's horrible. He makes you listen to the laws and does this and does that and the other. In your state, I don't know how they do it, but you may have certain instructors that kind of just push the people through like cattle. They don't really care. Give me your money. Here's your certificate. Did you qualify? Yeah, I saw you qualify. Your 20 shots or whatever on target within a certain grouping. Here you go. Goodbye. Get out of my face. Refer your friends so I can get more money. The guy I chose, total opposite of that. This gentleman has attended many different firearms classes. He's been associated with firearms schools as an instructor. He believes very deeply in the Constitution. He believes very deeply in constitutional carry, if you will, and the laws surrounding it. He's very intelligent. He's very involved with it. In fact, he was instrumental in getting Act 746 passed in Arkansas, and he continues to fight for our rights and talk to politicians, state police, and down to your local beat officer. And that's why I chose him. One, he's passionate about what he's doing. He's accurate, and he expects you to pay attention in class because he expects you to understand, not just hear, but to understand the laws that can protect you and that can get you in trouble. He wants you to be able to walk around with confidence that if you ever do have to employ yourself, you're that much more knowledgeable. And he pushes you to seek outside information other than what he's saying. He pushes you to seek further training, advanced training, on how to protect yourself and those around you. And that's something I value in a person who's talking to me, is that, one, they know what they're talking about. They have the experience and the knowledge, and that they have the passion to put that forth. It's getting a little long. I apologize, but most of my videos are around 10 minutes usually. So, yeah. 2 days before I attended the class, I went online to Arkansas State Police, asp.com I believe it is, and you can fill out your application online. Just about every state has that now. Let me tell you, that is a wonderful thing. I go online, I click down onto concealed handgun licensing, I believe it's CHCL licensing. Click on there and it says, do you want to apply? Yes, I do. It tells you basically some basic qualifiers which you need to be able to do before you do that. It takes 5-10 minutes. You fill out, man, was it 40 or 60 questions? Pretty basic questions and some a little more in-depth questions about your background. It's not like an interview or filling out a resume. You do that, you pay your fee. In my case, it's over $100 in my state. It's $147. It's only $99 if you're 65 or older, I believe it is. And yeah, about 24 hours later, I got the confirmation email with my confirmation number. Basically, it's my number that's associated with my application. So I take that number in with the class with me, and I get my certificate, in a sense, basically the paperwork that needs to be filled out and sent back to the state police, along with a blank card for fingerprinting. Now, if you've ever seen a fingerprint card, you got, I think it's a 10 card, whatever they're called, where you have all the spots for your fingers plus 4 digits at a time, and it has all the information up top. And I noticed in one of the other classes that are taught by another instructor, they did not have the same information given down to us as I did with this instructor. He had us go through each individual box and put a little tiny dot. Well, that's what I showed. He said, mark it somehow. Don't be obnoxious with it. Just a little mark. So that when you go get your hands fingerprinted, you may not remember what I tell you. But every little dot, that has to be filled out. Whether you use the actual ink rolled on your hands or you use the electronic type. I use the electronic type because it gets printed onto your card, doesn't get smeared, and they print just about everything you need to have on the card for you as well. That was very helpful. That's thinking forward. That's thinking about the little details that can hang you up, and then you have to re-go through the entire process again. Not cool. So I did that on the 24th. On the 27th, I went to the local detention center here in my town. It's a new one. Really nice. I actually did some pre-wiring there when they were building it. And they let me in, go through all the different doors, the different gates, and it took a while, but I finally got into it. And they used the electronic system, which was awesome. Really quick, really easy. So I take my fingerprint card, I take my application from the concealed carry instructor, and I mailed it off. Ooh. Off to Little Rock. That's where the Arkansas State Police headquarters is at, Police Plaza. And now I'm just waiting to hear back from them. It could take a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. It could take up to 6 months. On average, it takes about 6 weeks. So I'm excited. I just thought I'd share that. And I also want to say, if you have firearms, and if you carry firearms, is a completely personal decision for you, but I would highly consider you at least attending a class. Just because you attend the class doesn't mean you have to submit your paperwork. Excuse me, my dog's trying to get past me. Doesn't mean you have to fill out or submit all that paperwork and actually get the license. You can attend a class and just not follow through with it, just for informational purposes only. That'd be pretty good. Be picky about the instructors you choose, whether it's for concealed carry licensing or advanced training, and be a good student, which means regardless of what you already know, whether it's the truth or preconceived notions that are false, have an open mind. You're paying that instructor to give you the best that instructor can possibly give. And if you already have a closed mind and you go, oh, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about, you're going to be wasting your money. That's not good. Have an open mind. Get licensed. I'm excited. I can't wait. I just hate waiting for stuff. Thanks for watching. I hope I didn't ramble too much for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, smart remarks, put them down below. You guys have a great day.